So,
Now,
thank you, sir.
Mani Sri A.D. Singh ji, 6 minutes.
Deputy Chairman, sir, I may speak for a little more, which will be, I've already spoken to Mr. Jha that he will speak less.
6 मिनट है, वहाँ समय अगर आप चेंज करा दे तो
नहीं, मैंने मनोज झा को बोल दिया है।
नहीं, उससे नहीं होगा, यहाँ लिख करके इन्फॉर्म करना पड़ता है। प्लीज।
खत के छोटे से तराशे में नहीं आएंगे, गम ज्यादा है लिफाफे में नहीं आएंगे। मुख्तसर वक्त में ये बात नहीं हो सकती, दर्द इतने हैं खुलासे में नहीं आएंगे। This is a highly lackluster budget with retaliation and no innovations like the past budget. There is not enough thrust on education, health, employment, private investment, poverty, inflation, everything. Government is obsessed with the creation of big infrastructure projects like highways, airport, bridges, etc. What we need today is more money to be spent in social infrastructure like health, education, and increasing nutrition. From 2015-16 to 23, there is a steady decrease in the allocation of social infrastructure, health, education, nutrition. Earlier it was, in 2016, it was 23%. Now it has come down to 18%. There is no serious investment in private sector, public sector, such as healthcare, school and teachers. And the AAP government, which did work in social infrastructure, like education and health, were rewarded by 3 of them going to jail today, in the past. There is a huge, because of lack of unemployment, the skill development should focus more on training people for nursing and physiotherapy, which has a great demand in both Eastern and Western world. And as we see that a lot of Indians are working in the Middle East and remitting money to India, this will also ease the financial position of the unemployed, who can have the opportunity to go abroad and work in case the job is not available in India. The next important factor which I see is the only lip service are being given to agricultural sector. Unless we make agriculture sector very vibrant, then only rural demand can increase and the position of the farmers can improve. Today, agriculture, only pockets of agriculture are in good shape. Majority is far behind. And I can assure the House through you that the next agriculture green revolution will take place in the Indo-Gangetic plain. In the western, in the northern part of India, we still have to encourage people from Punjab, Haryana for crop diversification, which I have already said earlier in my last speech. ICRIE, so economist led by Ashok Gulati, had suggested a transfer of 35,000 rupees to a hectare to farmers who shift from paddy to pulses and other crop, millets, and it has been proposed that cost of 35,000 will be split between half between center and the state, which Haryana has already done. Now, so far as fertilizer is concerned, the government thinking looks really muddled. The Honorable PM had advocated of reducing chemical fertilizer use, especially urea, which had a very low use efficiency and pollutes groundwater and vulnerable to pollute air. Neem coating urea was made compulsory and big bag size was reduced to 50, from 50 to 45. What purpose has it served? Did this step bring down use of urea, which was the directive of Honorable Prime Minister? There are always reference to organic farming, natural farming. Has the pros and cons of this policy shift been analyzed fully? My submission to the government through Honorable Chair is that, keeping politics apart, let us get clear guidance to the farmers. And I would request that ICAR should properly conduct a soil health, make a soil health card, and the government should encourage different use of fertilizers, region-based, because I'm sure the soil of Kerala will definitely be different from soil of Bihar or say West Bengal or UP. So indiscreet use of various kinds of fertilizers will benefit no farmers. And also in my last budget, last speech, I had also asked for, people are talking of that a lot of vegetable and fruit and vegetable gets destroyed. Almost 40% vegetable and fruits and almost 10% of agriculture produce gets destroyed. Unless we have a vibrant cold chain all over the India through the cooperative sector, by this way we can increase the earning of the farmers. So in this way we can do something for the farmers, that the perishable fruits don't get destroyed and everything. Now coming to Bihar, special package. If I recollect, when Andhra was separated, under the 13th schedule, there was a 12-point program how to help them. No such things happened in Bihar. And I think that the special package for Bihar is a misnomer. 2 minutes, sir.
आपकी पार्टी से कम हो जाएंगे.
कोई बात नहीं, कम कर दीजिए, वो हम मनोज को बोल दिए हैं. See, the special package also is a misnomer, because I don't find that Bihar is in a good state to spend the money also. Bihar has got problems in respect of spending the allocated amount. In financial year 23, as much as 51,722 of the revenue expenditure, 22% of the revenue budget, and 14,786 crores of capex, of capital budget, remain unspent and had to be surrendered. This is the state of affair every year. Now, I do not know how. And one very important thing I want to talk about the income tax. Hardly 8 to 9 crore people are in the list of income tax payee, out of which more than 4.5 crores just pay no income tax. They just file the return. And then there are slabs. During the first term of Honorable Prime Minister, when Honorable late Arun Jaitley ji was in Finance Minister, a serious discussion had taken place to bring the total income tax slab for everybody at 18%. But probably that the Finance Secretary wanted that, if I recollect, but then Revenue Secretary did not allow that. So I will urge the government that let the income tax slab become 18%, so that more money can be mopped, and the base will be widened tremendously. Plus, regarding private investment is shying away because of the risk involved of ED and CBI.
दो मिनट अधिक हो गया. अब उनके पास 2 मिनट 55 सेकंड बचे होंगे या 53.
नहीं सर, 15 मिनट हमारा बचा हुआ था. तो
आपके सामने है ऊपर, आपके सामने.
ओके, राइट. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
थैंक यू. माननीय श्री गुलाम अली जी.